So I'm not a film expert. I've seen a few films and I enjoy films in general. So in this video, I just want to talk about some of my favorite films. And the movies that I'm going to be talking about aren't movies that are generally talked about, because I feel like if I talk about Tarantino or Nolan, you'll just be bored, because we all have, we all know that they're good movies and I don't need to talk about them anymore. So instead, I want to talk about some movies that I think are less talked about. And yeah, so here goes. I'm going to start off with Paris, Texas. So this is a movie that is best experienced when you don't know anything about the movie. Just know that the movie starts with a mysterious man wandering through the desert. And I really honestly think that this movie is best experienced when that is the only piece of information you know about the movie. It stars Harry Dean Stanton, and I really think that this movie, although it doesn't look good to you, the cover or whatever, but I assure you, it's gonna pay off. Like, you're gonna walk off this movie thinking, oh my god, that may have been one of the warmest and beautiful movies I've ever seen. Because wow, yeah, the movie's great. It's filled with there are very beautiful moments in this movie, and I recommend it. So I recommend it. Second movie is this is a movie from Paul Thomas Anderson. It's called Magnolia. So I've seen a few of his movies. I've seen the more well-known ones like There Will Be Blood. I've seen Phantom Thread. I've seen Punch Drunk Love and all these other movies. But Magnolia is a lot of people hate it. I think people don't really like it. When people talk about Paul Thomas Anderson, they always talk about There Will Be Blood. But I don't know why, but I just really liked Magnolia for some reason. It's a 3-hour movie, but there's something so unique about it, and something so, I've never quite seen a movie like Magnolia before. And this applies to many, like almost all of his movies, but Magnolia is a very unique one. It's about coincidence and how different narratives sort of intertwine with each other, and how I really enjoy that movie. I really like that movie. So Magnolia is number 2. Number 3 is The Wrestler. The Wrestler is a movie about a retiring wrestler. So people make movies, people tell stories about how a person rises up and becomes a successful figure. Well, this movie tells about how that figure sort of has to step down from the limelight because he's getting old. He's getting old. He can't do wrestling anymore. He's getting old, and how he sort of he now has to sort of accept the fact that he sort of has to accept the world as it is. He sort of has to navigate through normal life and sort out problems that he usually overlooked because he's always been in the ring wrestling people. So I think it's a very raw and beautiful movie, and yeah, so that's number 3. Number 4 is Ikiru. So this is a very old movie, and this old movie is directed by one of the most famous Japanese filmmakers of all time, Akira Kurosawa. And this movie is about a man who's been working for 30 years in this office, just signing, stamping papers and stuff. He's a bureaucrat basically, and not having really done anything for the last 30 years of his career. And now he's diagnosed with cancer and he only has 1 month to live. And this movie is about him sort of facing that fact. And it is I think it's a beautiful movie. It's a very beautiful movie. And why I put it in this list is because it's about something that we all face. We're gonna eventually face death, where we stop breathing and we'll rest in peace. And this movie it just sort of depicts and shows how a person goes through that process. We are so busy with our lives, we forget about death. We think that we're going to live forever, but in actuality, we're actually not. And this movie gives us a reminder that we're actually not. And it has some beautiful messages and beautiful moments where it makes you think about life and death and what sort of thing do you want to leave on this earth, something like that. So it's a beautiful movie. I highly encourage you go check it out. The fifth movie on this list is something more of a comedy, and I think this is just one of the most underrated movies of all time. People may not like it, but I personally liked it very much. It's called The King of Comedy. Stephen Chow's King of Comedy is just one of the most random funniest movies I have ever seen. It's just a really funny movie, and if you guys are looking for something to watch, I highly recommend it. So yeah, these are the movies that I've enjoyed a lot. If you haven't seen some of these movies, and you're in, I don't know, lockdown, and you're confused, you don't really know what to watch, these might be some pretty good fresh movie recommendations that you guys can go check out. And yeah, so that's basically it for this video. I really appreciate you guys watching this, and if you guys subscribed to my channel because of my over proud videos, like, I'm sorry, but I don't think I'm gonna make any of those anymore, because it's just, it doesn't I don't enjoy making them. I'm sorry.